The deforestation of the Amazon, and we will start with the characteristics of the department. 1. It has one of the largest rivers in the world. 2. It is divided between countries which are Brazil, Bolivia, Peru, Ecuador, Colombia, Venezuela, Guyana, Suriname, and French Guiana. 3. It has a great diversity of flora and fauna. 4. Animals, and finally it is known as the lunch of the world.
The Amazon is one of the greatest natural treasures of Colombia, a place full of diversity in fauna and flora. To preserve it, we must take into account three general proposals. First, to make our voice heard, it is essential to inform citizens about the current situation in the region and promote care for it both in the inhabitants of the same region and in those we were are from outside. Second, becoming selective consumers. A large part of the problem in the Amazon is the indiscriminate felling of trees for the manufacture of artifacts for human use. So it is important when buying to be more selective and ask ourselves if that really that we are acquiring is completely necessary for our daily life. And third, to reduce the use of fossil fuels. Among the problems that distress the region is the climate change that the entire world is going through. That is why if we reduce the consumption of fuels, we can reduce the risk of entering the stage of no return in terms of climate change.
Bad habits and practice they affect biodiversity. The main causes of deforestation vary from one country to another, from cattle ranching and soybean production to road infrastructure development, land grabbings and illegal gold mining. Land grabbings and illegal gold mining, similarly, illegals or unregulated use the forest resource, logging, hunting, fishing, and wildlife trade. Armuds either the impervious town is it is estimated that of the 70% of timber for commercial use as wind legally extracted from Brazil, Peru, and Colombia.
The Amazon has been in a difficult situation at the social and environment level for several years. According to IDEAM figures, deforestation in the area is 17% and continues to increase. The problem is attributed to the intensification of the hoarding of the courses and illegal economic activities such as crops for illicit use and drug trafficking, mining, livestock, and agriculture, which in turn is producing violence in the midst of indigenous communities that they inhabit the Amazon.
Tips and action to take care of the environment and the Amazon from home. Practice recycling. Tour of electrical appliances that you are not using. Rules was they be generating new products, plants, trees, reduce deforestation, and with it the overexploitation of agriculture and livestock. Consuming less meat, celebrate biodiversity, reducing, separating, making the most of waste. We are all responsible for taking care the environment?
The Amazon will suffer 30, 13 years from now if we do not change our lifestyles and begin to appraise their territory, more will be destroyed. In the first place, the extensive feelings of tree creates infertile and desolate areas that cause the extinction of various animals and plant species that only exist here, losing much of beautiful that exists here. After the loss of the large part of the ecosystem, a greenhouse effect will create where the ozone layer will weaken and generate fires in areas that were not yet deforested, thus losing more the ecosystem, generating more loss and further across in global warming. The few space that manage to, to survive this problem will raise the cities, generate several problems for the inhabitants and for the animals, where they will become more territorial and with the possibility of attacking people. Others affected will be will be the native tribes of the Amazon. For survival, they will go to the nearby cities, increasing the population rate of the cities and the displaced, creating more poverty in the country in turn several traditions, arts and languages will be lost to of the cultures for the adaptability in the cities. The lungs of the world because it generates a large part of the planet's oxygen and added to the fires that can be generated. The closest inhabitants will suffer from respiratory problems and the ozone layers will remain quiet, affected, creating uncontrollable and uncertain climate change.
Finally, I will add a reflection. We must take care of the planet with action, not with work. Take on and good, but the planet is something beyond what we call. It is like now that it is more important an object or that might use life.